Hello and welcome. This is Melskunner, and we're back with some more Urban Empire. And the first order of business, I realized I forgot to name our third district properly. So let's go ahead and modify this district, go through all this. And one of the last things we can do here is we're going to rename it. And we're going to rename it the creative name of third. There we go. So we have first, second, and third properly named. And that's all we really needed to do. Now, one thing I kind of realized maybe I failed on is I probably should have tried to increase the density of first rather than build our third district. So from here on out, I'm probably not going to build any more districts. Instead, I'm going to try and increase density to try and get our demands met. But at the moment, with this third district, we will be okay. Now, the reason why I think that was the right move to do is because I've noticed with the infrastructure, it seems to be more or less a flat fee regardless of the size of the district. So focusing things in one district actually costs you less money first to set off the infrastructure, but also on the upkeep of the infrastructure, which seems to be a real problem. As much as I could probably afford to build infrastructure for our second district over here, I have to consider the very high cost of upkeep that the city would have to bear. And right now, we're into the negative amounts of money. Now, we do have a positive income, but it's not high enough right now to be able to afford that. So I'm just going to have to wait. And again, as I said, I think maybe the right way to play this in the early game would be increasing the density of just a single district. That way you can get a lot of the services in a concentrated area. But, you know, I guess it depends on how you want to play things. So we do have the vote for banning heavy work for under 10-year-olds, and it looks like it is going to pass. And I'm not going to really work to fight this. It's probably going to take too much doing. And as much as I opposed it, I don't think it's worth the fight. So I'll let it go. For the meantime, we're just going to wait and hope that the third district continues to build up here and thus gives us more income so we can actually afford that increased infrastructure. And it looks like that's happening pretty nicely. Our population's going up. The only real problem is the industry zoning that we did isn't really going to be used for a while, and we have a lot of residential demand. And that's why I'm thinking increasing density would probably be a good call, because we've already filled out this district. We're not going to get much more population there. So let's see what we can do. I don't actually know exactly how the density works. This is something that I got to in the tutorial, but I never really saw it implemented. So let's see. I'm sure it's under this. So we can increase the density. Right now, it looks like it's set on low, is it? There we go. So we've got low to medium. And that's going to cost... Ooh, wow, that's a lot. Okay, so it's not going to pass because we don't have the money to afford it. As you can see, everybody's in the red. But it's quite possible later, if we have the money to afford it, it would pass. So let's try and see about that. Ooh, we got something for sanitation here. The city administration is learning about how other cities have solved their water and waste problems. Do you want them to focus on? Okay, so we've got water cleanliness, we've got water production, and then we have sewers. Well, I want to put in a sewer system if I can, so I'm going to say sewers. Okay, so the effect is that sewer systems are more effective, but they also cost us less money. Yeah, that's good. Now, one thing we did make a decision on was a post office. I don't think we have unlocked post offices yet, have we? If I go through to services. Yeah, there's no post office yet. The one thing that we're missing here out of all of these services is the police station. That's the only thing I don't have. And actually, security demand is starting to go up, so that might be something I have to address eventually. But for now, we're just going to hold off. But yeah, a million for that district density improvement. That's quite a lot. Oh, helping a friend. Okay, cafe just opened in third, and since the owner is your friend, you'd like him to get a good start. How could you help him? Okay, improve the environment in his company, improve security in the area, or let him do business as he likes. Well, I don't want him to do anything illegal. I'll say improve security in the area. Okay. Bonus security for the cafe, +1. After the police started patrolling 3rd more often, sightings of vagrants and other dubious citizens have been less frequent. Your friend is thankful to you. Alright, that seems like the more likely thing that we would have done, role-playing wise. Ooh, Hungarian trouble. Hungarians are at the brink of starting a revolution. His Imperial Highness, Ferdinand the First, has heard that you served his predecessor well and has requested your opinion on how to deal with the situation. The Emperor has worded it very carefully, making it impossible to guess what he wants. Well, I am cruel. So, yeah, crush the revolution is definitely what I think this character would say, and that's what we're going to say. But what else we've got? Soft, and then it doesn't say what this is going to do. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and go crush the revolution, which is more or less what was attempted. That's a couple years early, I think. It wasn't the Hungarian Revolution in 1848, if I remember correctly. After a few weeks, there's a courteous reply. The Emperor is grateful for your view and appreciates you as an advisor. So we get +1 for the Physiocratic Party, and we just got a bunch of prestige. So that's good. I kind of figured that that would be the Imperial answer anyway. Oh, we actually got a, under political, having an average goodwill with all of the political parties of at least 4. Okay. So we're doing pretty well with the political parties. That's because we haven't been too forceful with them, because there hasn't really been anything I needed to really pass. Alright, so I'm kind of being patient. I don't have enough money, in my opinion. Ooh, we've got a bunch of other stuff going on. Animosity in the council. After Free Democratic Party councilor's sex scandal was revealed, the Physiocrats' relationship with them has soured. Okay. You agree with the conservatives? I kind of do. Publicly ridicule the liberal councilor. Okay. Publicly announce that all liberals are morally compromised. You think the conservatives are exaggerating the event? This is actually a tough one, because it's funny because aristocrats in this period probably would have been involved in a lot of sex scandals. So if we're playing a very aristocratic play style, well, maybe that would have been more in the Victorian. Well, yeah, whatever. But the point is, mid-1800s to late 1800s, there was a lot of sex scandals, I guess. But it wasn't a scandal if you kept it under wraps. Like, it was, I guess the affairs were accepted as long as it wasn't a scandal. When it was a scandal, then it was a problem. So, I guess I would agree with the conservatives. I'm assuming these are the conservatives because, yeah, okay, so we just got citizens who voted for this party are more likely to do so again. So they just gained a lot of support. I mean, that was kind of the thing. Affairs were common among aristocrats, but it was frowned upon if people found out about it, so you kept it on the wraps. We have the bridge. New railroad bridge is being built. But can this bridge actually withstand the weight of a train? A member of the Conservative Party, Josef Weintrinker, has publicly ridiculed the project, saying that the bridge will collapse under the first train to pass over it, and many people appear to listen to him. Alright, I can either trust the engineers, I can ask the master builder to build some supporting structures, or I agree with Weintrinker. Well, I probably think you trust the engineers is the right course of action, but I'm trying to think, again, role-playing wise, what we would do. And I think I'm going to ask the master builder to build some supporting structures. It's probably unnecessary, it's probably going to cost us money, but I'm going to do it. So this gives us some security, it looks like. Bonus to security service. Some weeks later, there was a heavy storm which brought all of the supporting structures down. The unfinished bridge, however, was not damaged. Last you heard, Weintrinker has dropped the subject. Well, we still gained a bonus there, so I guess that was just some flavor text for that, more or less. How's the vote going to go so far? Yeah, it's going to pass. It would have been really hard to fight to get that not to pass. And honestly, I don't know if there would have been that much of an advantage to hanging on to it. So right now, the main thing that we have demand for is residential. Out of curiosity, could I change this, modify it, without costing me any money? Could we modify it to be a little bit more residential oriented? Maybe even bring this down as low as like 35%, and then like that. So we still have some commercial, but I mean, we just saw a wave of I think it's bankrupt businesses, so it's probably they're having a hard time capturing business. So confirm zoning, that's not going to cost anything. Confirm services, proposed district. It looks like I still have to vote on it though. I could do a quicken vote. I do want to do that. So I'm going to spend 2 of my prestige, which I have 88 prestige, so I don't think that's that big of a problem. Or I could just use my personal funds. It doesn't cost anything, so that would be immediate, right? Okay, so we're going to have some change in this district.
Life is like a sewer. What you get out of it depends on what you put into it.
Okay, so we have some new edicts, but we now have water pipes and sewer systems, as well as parks. And parks are important because that's how we improve the environment. We also have the port, which I'm just going to guess that that's going to be expensive. All right, so we have researched a lot of things. I think the next thing I'd like to research is photography. This unlocks spying, but it also unlocks some businesses as well as the theater. And one of our problems is city average fun, and I'm going to assume the theater is going to address that. So we'll go ahead and start that research, and let's come back out into the city view. So as far as the port, that would be under institution. And yeah, it costs 1.5 million, which we do not have the money for, but it will increase social life, it looks like. Where would I put that out of curiosity? Right there. Okay, so our placement of our city seems to be good as far as accessibility to the railroad station and the port. I'm not sure if that really matters necessarily, but if it's a consideration, then we've done pretty good there. But for the meantime, we are actually losing money. Oh, I was still on that. I was wondering why it wasn't going. So we're going to have to be patient here as this district readjusts itself. I think we're going to see a little bit of changes here and there. Okay, so demand for residential started to drop. So we're more or less good. We're at a more stable point. Oh, ready to vote. All right, well, let's do this first. Honorary membership. The people of the Nationalist Aurelian Party think you are a great politician, and they'd like to grant you honorary party membership. Aw. I'm going to agree, but it may have consequences. Mostly just goodwill. The honorary membership caused some scowling in other parties, but the Nationalist Aurelian Party is glad about it. So we didn't really have a downside for that, as far as I can tell. Alright, so we're going to begin the vote here. I'm not really concerned all that much with this vote. Alright, so it's going to help out in a lot of areas, especially brain power. In the grammar school and vocational school, which I don't think have yet. So that's good to see. Okay, young children no longer do unwieldy work. So where is the status of our party? So I have no goodwill with the Free Democratic Party, but at least it's not negative. We have 6 with the Nationalist Aurelian Party, and we have 6 with the Physiocratic Party, and I'm not sure where the resting point normally is here. We might lose some of this goodwill we just got if there's not a bill that comes up. All right, revolt in Hungary. All right, the curse of nationalism is hitting the Austrian Empire with full force. The Hungarians are revolting, and the empire needs to suppress it. Will you donate some city funds to the empire to aid the suppression? How much is that? 1, 2, 3. It looks like about 100,000 from how many zeros that is. I'll say naturally. Okay. So with the help of the physiocrats, you send the emperor some city money. The court was thankful for the aid, even though suppressing the revolt turned out to be more difficult than expected, which it did. Mousehaven, the National Swearlians, and the Free Democrats were furious that the money was used for that purpose. So we're going to lose some of that goodwill we just got, and we'll be negative with these guys here, the Free Democratic Party. But we gained out with the Physiocratics, and we also gained a decent amount of prestige as well. All right. Well, we kind of have prestige in spades here. Let's see what it has to say about this. Measure of the personal leverage you can employ for political actions. Prestige is obtained through passing proposals, revolts, resolving events, and staying in power. All right. Okay, worldwide bust, recession goes global. All right, so there's a recession right now. So this global economy is booming, but not according to that paper. So we'll probably see a decline here. I mean, we're losing money. It's starting to turn around a little bit, though. We have even more residential demand. I'm thinking about further changing this district. Let's modify it even more. So we've got residential demand. We've already got the district. I figure we might as well continue to go residential here. And we're going to do it at the expense of the other things. Matter of fact, I think I'm even going to go down to 5% here and stick with 30% here. So we're at 65% at this point. Confirm zoning. And then, how much does water cost? Costs 750,000, but it costs a lot less to maintain than the gas pipes do. So gas pipes are kind of a problem, but I think it helps for industry, so I'd really like to get it over in that other zone, or the other district, but right now we can't really afford it. Alright, well, water is going to be probably my next thing. Confirm infrastructure, confirm services, proposed district, and again, I'm just going to use personal funds because it doesn't cost anything, so it'll be immediate. Alright, we've got a couple things going on here. Tobacco license currently. Any shop or pub can sell tobacco. You okay with this? Alright. The effect of passing tobacco licensing. Sales demand. According to this, it's going to go up, but this is red. Red is bad. So I think positive percentages are bad. So this is bad for the business. For some of these industries, it's kind of hard to tell because they don't give you a tooltip, but it looks like that says pub, this one says club, and I can't make out what this is supposed to be. So a couple businesses, entertainment oriented buildings, are going to have sales demand go down, but it looks like we gain money by doing this for the licensing. But let's just read the description so I'm not misunderstanding. Smoke shops seem to be here to stay. Safety of smoking and the related commodity regulations seem to be a constant subject of debate. Placing sales of tobacco products under strict control might be a good public policy, while also providing the city some additional income. So that, I think, is correct. We would get more income by doing this. The downside is I don't know how much support we'd have for this. Technically, role-playing wise, I would say currently any shop or pub can sell tobacco. You okay with this? I would be. Role-playing wise. So, I'm going to say yes, but the council might disagree. All right, so this is going to go up to vote. Right now, it looks like it probably is going to go against. So let's go ahead and take a look at photography here. The knowledge of how to capture reality on a sheet of paper has reached your city officials. Do you want? Traditional mayoral portrait should be now photographs. Well, that would be no for that. Or we promote the new technology. I mean, we're traditionalists, so I want my portrait painted. I do not want a camera. Not only that, the painting could be more flattering than a picture, right? I mean, you've seen this guy. He's kind of a little bit of a, he's got a little bit of weight around his waist there. Maybe the painting can smooth that out a little bit more than the picture would be a little too honest in that. So let's let's promote the new technology. Okay, so again, confusing because it's a minus, but it's green, which means it's a positive. So that means sales demand is higher. That is really confusing, and that's one thing about the user interface or the feedback that needs to change, because this is counterintuitive. You would think minuses are bad, but it looks like green is good, so that's a positive thing. Whatever. Okay, so tobacco licensing. It's definitely going to not pass, and role-playing wise, I wouldn't want it to pass, even though it might be good for us as far as income goes. It would also hurt us demand-wise. So for now, that's the route I'm going to take. And the Physiocrats win the election again. Let's see where we are. So they've got a lot of C's, 26, 19, 16. Let's see where tobacco licensing is now, because they have a little bit more sway. And it still doesn't matter because the other two parties are fully against it. As much as these guys have 26 seats, and they have 10 more than these guys, the two parties combined are more. So that's not going to pass. We do have actually positive income now. Ooh, we got another event, carnival. Residents of Second wish to arrange a carnival to celebrate spring. Will you allow that? That cannot be allowed right now. Yes, but the carnival must be a small and peaceful. It's a great idea. Let's have the best carnival in Swerelia. I'm going to say yes, but the carnival must be small and peaceful. And I'm iron-fisted here. All right, so bonus security to the whole district. A carnival was held, but unfortunately it wasn't peaceful. Some young men were agitated because the carnival size was restricted, and the police attended. They started fights and damaged buildings. Several were arrested. Oh, all right. Well, we hurt ourselves with that event, but yeah. Okay, tobacco licensing. It's going to start the vote. It looks like it's not going to succeed. And role-playing wise, that's what we want, so that's what's going to happen. We don't want businesses affected. We don't need regulation. Okay, so money continues to go up. Residential demand, and we actually do have a little bit of commercial demand. Let's see if we can pass the increased density. So I would like medium density. This is a lot a month, though. I'm a little bit concerned about that. It looks like it's definitely not going to pass. 120K a month. There's no way we could afford that. It's probably also just, we just don't have the, we don't have the demand for it. If there was more demand for residential or what have you, I would do it. All right, well, let's start thinking about infrastructure here. It looks like we can afford the water. And, I mean, it's expensive. Ugh, we can't afford it. The upfront cost is what we can't afford. Maybe the running cost is district-oriented, because I think when I was in this district, it wasn't quite so high. Let's just confirm that. Yes, it must be district size, the running cost. 11K a month. See, that's not too bad. From what I remember, this over here, the running cost was much higher. I wonder if it's because it's more industry-oriented. No, it's actually not too bad. Huh, I wonder if there was a patch that modified this, because I could have swore this was like double before. Alright, well, any case, we can afford that. And I think it really would help the industries in here, so I'm going to go ahead and activate it. And I would like the gas lights, but that might drive the cost too high. But we can always hold off on that. We don't need the gas lights necessarily right this second, but I would like the gas infrastructure. And I'll pay for this myself to save the city. As much as I'd like a park or something like that, I'm not going to do it just yet. And we're good there. Proposed district, and I'm just going to pay for it. Save the money, the city some money. And we've been saving anyway for that. Okay, so that should help. I'm hoping. We'll have to see. Okay, an Anti-Animal Cruelty Act. So, this demand change for physical environment, brain power production. For the university, we don't have universities. I'm going to oppose. Again, that's what animals are for. We're cruel. We like animal cruelty, right? Alright, so it looks like it's going to pass, though. Some council members feel that we need to protect the animals we eat for food and use for work. New animal cruelty laws have therefore been proposed. The laws in question would make it punishable to unnecessarily harm animals through either neglect or direct physical contact. Depriving animals of food, water, or raising them to fight would be illegal. Well, what am I going to do? We don't have very much fun here, man. What else am I going to do if I don't have the animals fight each other? Alright, but it's going to pass, it looks like. We probably would have gained prestige if we had supported it, but... There's going to be some things I'm just going to allow to naturally pass.
Tough life. You can be taken, framed, exposed, shot, captured, and hung all in the same day.
Okay, hope for faded economy. Markets can and do recover from crashes and depressions. How quickly depends on how well they mitigate damage to their economies, manage their... okay, whatever. They don't... Alright, so it looks like things are back up on the upswing to a more neutral point. Okay, the British and French invade Russian Empire, and... Okay. Now I could go to the next thing and just skip Rights of Man, but let's see what Rights of Man has. So we've got a workshop, and we've got vocational school. You know what, I'll do that, just to do it. But, let's take a look at the next era. What would be the next things we could do? So we've got, okay, Statue of Mania. Gives us a university and support sports clubs, endorse national romanticism. Ooh, we definitely want that. Okay, and then we've got a couple other things. I also haven't really been taking too much of a look at edicts. Let's see if there's anything we would want to pass. So let's go through edicts. And we'll go to available edicts. So we've got safety authorities. We've got Work Safety Act. We could click on them to see what they are. Okay, so this appears to affect hospitals, mostly clinics. So it looks like it gives them more work and bonus health. We've got work safety. I think that's kind of self-explanatory. Ban prostitution, alcohol licensing. So we did tobacco licensing, or attempted to do tobacco licensing, and it did not pass, if I remember correctly. Free Fire Brigade. Fire is a constant threat to civilization today more than ever. Okay, fire brigades are of vital importance to public safety. Fire brigades should therefore be public service provided by the government for the good of all. Okay. Well, I don't know if we could even do fire stations yet. I'd have to check on that. Financial aid for running water. Massive advances in plumbing and infrastructure mean every house in Swarelia will soon enjoy hot and cold running water. But water isn't free, nor are the pipes that transport it. Swarelian governments are obligated to keep the cost of water to private residences affordable. So what is the effect? Monthly city fund expenditures. So we would spend more money. Is that what I'm understanding here for the water? But it would boost health. Well, we're not going to be doing that. Really, honestly, none of these go with, you know, what I'm trying to do role-playing wise. So that's why I've been kind of ignoring them, but we might as well look at them. All right. Well, I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So, let's pause. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mousegunner, signing out.